Well, it gives me great pleasure to bring on board Vijay Shekhar Sharma and Madhur Deora to talk about the Paytm IPO. This is history in making as Paytm is going public, and this will be India's biggest IPO. From an unknown brand, it has now become an unforgettable company. Investors are excited. Some want to understand about what are the dynamic changes which Paytm will bring out in their model, the relevance, the disruption, and the technology adaptation they are doing, and how will this be creating value for shareholders. Vijay, Madhur, gentlemen, good to have you on ET Now. Thank you for joining us. Vijay, these are exciting times. These are very exciting times, and for you, I'm sure this is a proud moment for a company which was an unknown brand a couple of years ago has now become an unforgettable franchise. Are you excited? Are you proud? Are you happy? Are you relieved?
Thank you, Nikunj, for so many adjectives. I really appreciate the opportunity that India is offering, and we feel ourselves absolutely lucky. I cannot say it in words that how lucky I feel, because all my classmates, batchmates were in US or choosing jobs when I got out of engineering college in the United States, and everybody always said that why are you, quote unquote, stuck used to the word that you used to use in India. And today I can say proudly that I was here for the day that I could build something, we could build something that India is proud of, the world will be proud of. Today, I believe, Nikunj, like you said, instead of being relieved, I see that there is a new energy that is being infused into us. There's a new energy that is bringing in us that gives us even more power to complete our mission that we've taken on us. It's an incredible day. I mean, it's an incredible day for a young startup. It's an incredible day for digital India. It's an incredible day for India that new age company can claim that I can go in a public market of that size, potential opportunity to list or raise money from. It's an incredible day. Thank you.
Madhur, I'm going to perhaps address a question which we get with our viewer base, which is that Paytm is a great brand, but the way you value companies is that you look at future cash flows, you look at ultimate profitability, and that is how you judge the valuation of a company. How would you, in a sense, define Paytm? Because the model and the revenue proposition of Paytm is different. I'm asking a simple question just for our viewers.
Of course. And thanks for having us. Listen, it comes down to how well you serve your customers. And what is happening in India is that there's a huge market opportunity in payments and financial services in particular, also in digital internet overall. And that opportunity is currently, for a large number of Indians, not really served that well, right? So there are hundreds and hundreds of millions of Indians who don't have access to digital payments, digital bank accounts, digital lending, and so on. And what we know is that technology is going to be the solution to solve these problems. So as soon as you have a confluence of those things, which is large market, underserved, and technology having a role in serving that, very large technology companies can get created as a result of that. And I think that's what people see in terms of the growth of Paytm's business, the growth of our engagement with our consumers and merchants, the amount of transactions that we do. I should point out that over the last 6 quarters, we have been significantly contribution positive. So I think investors take a lot of comfort out of that you can generate a significant amount of contribution money. And effectively, all we are spending money on right now is people costs and some marketing costs, which over time becomes sort of less and less as a percentage of revenue. So investors can see that we're on a path to profitability. But at the moment, the focus is how can you grow access to financial services in the country? And once you are able to hit that tipping point, you can see that you start generating significant cash flows and so on.
Vijay, so let's spend a minute trying to understand the unit economics and the contribution margin. According to the data available with us, which you filed with the regulator, it is now at 12.9% versus minus 7.9%, which means that there is a positive change. Do you think the trajectory of this degree is likely to be maintained in future as well?
I can tell you that one of the things that typically technology companies go through the journey, which very much applicable on Paytm on this question would also be that the technology companies first bring a behavior change on a customer, because we've lived in a particular style or way of any industry, retail, transportation, or for that matter, financial services and payments that Paytm is attempting to become a part of, where we brought about a particular kind of change that customers are significantly comfortable using smartphone as a way to access financial services. And I believe that trend will continue. If today you and I are doing it, tomorrow everybody in our villages and towns will do it. And then once the journey starts, you can logically see, and we all are the pattern viewers, that we do more and more services using consume services using smartphones. So we believe that this is a trend which is sort of a no induced, meaning no incentive given trend, and this should logically not only continue but amplify over the period. And I believe that this is a typical behavior change in customers that have come. Obviously, pandemic has swung this pendulum even faster towards where we see it to go to.
Madhur, financial services is the interesting or the juicy part for Paytm, both in terms of contribution and also in terms of profitability. That number currently stands at about 5%. How do you see financial services as a segment going forward?
Yeah. Thanks. Nikunj, I just want to add to the previous question. I know there's a bit of lag, so I didn't want to interrupt. We filed our RHP last night, which also has our June numbers. And within that, you will see that our Q1, June quarter contribution margin was 27%. So to answer your question, using some additional data, which is available in the public domain now, that negative 8% that you said went to 13% in 2021 is currently now at 27%, at least for the June quarter that we filed. So yes, there is ability to continue to move that contribution margin up. And that's what starts to pay for the marketing cost and the people cost and so on more and more meaningfully. Financial services, really, we only started this 3 years ago with Paytm Payments Bank, which is an associate of Paytm. Paytm Payments Bank, about 4 years. In 4 years has created about 65 million bank accounts. So they're already following Paytm's mission of bringing 500 million Indians to the mainstream economy. Obviously, it's an associate, so it doesn't get consolidated in our revenue. About a year and a half ago, we started a lending business where we work with partners to make loans available to our consumers and merchants. Now, that business has gone from being about 3 million loans last year to right now it's about 3 million loans a quarter, right? So it's basically quadrupled in scale from where it was last year to now. So we are seeing very, even within the overall Paytm ecosystem where everything is growing quite fast, financial services, particularly lending, is growing even faster. Part of the reason being it's a more recent business. So we do think that financial services over time should contribute, just based on current trends, more and more of our revenues. And it's a massive opportunity. Vast majority of consumers and merchants that we have cannot get access to lending, insurance, or wealth quite as easily as they can do on the Paytm app, or they cannot get it at all. So it's a huge opportunity for Paytm to partner with large, high-quality financial institutions and create products which can be relevant to our consumers and merchants.
Vijay, markets always look at future. Like I always say, focus on not where the puck has moved, but where the puck would move. Paytm started as a wallet company. Now it is a platform company with financial services and cloud services. 3 years forward, I'm not getting into specifics of forward comments here, but 3 years forward, what kind of architecture and what kind of vision do you have for Paytm? Because that in a sense will be the deciding factor as to where you move.
I think, Nikunj, you've said it very well. As a technology company, one of the most important things for us has always been being relevant. If in 2013-14, when we launched our wallet product, that was relevant. And then we launched Paytm Payment Bank, that was relevant. And today we are talking about buy now, pay later product. So, Nikunj, I can only tell you that even though I may not know what 3 year forward the company shape would look like, but we definitely will be the most relevant and in the center of that. That is what my personal ambition remains, my personal commitment remains to our team. I can tell you that the financial services moat that we've discovered, the conversion of financial services from, let's say, physically distributed to the smartphone distributed, brings an incredible opportunity of deep integrating. For example, like you can walk into a hospital and you can scan a QR and you can make payment from multiple asset classes, not just what you're seeing today, and so on. So there is a number of initiatives that we see that practically in 2 to 3 years will start showing up and customers' life will become a lot more productive. So you can say that Paytm will become the absolute go-to platform for living a far more productive, far more yield generating, far more efficient financial life over the period. I can definitely see that is what ambition we carry.
Madhur, how would you deal with the pushback which you often, or which Paytm and Vijay often has to deal with, that, oh, what about the liability franchise of Paytm? It's good to grow. It is good to add customers because it's a young company and technology adaptation has just about started. But what about the liability franchise? How would you defend that, Madhur?
So first of all, we have Payments Bank, which can take deposits onto Paytm Payments Bank. And the whole idea of Payments Bank is to provide very simple, zero-cost banking services, digital, obviously. We have 65 million customers, as I mentioned earlier. So digital, zero-cost, and highly efficient, highly relevant services to hundreds of millions of Indians, right? So that's on the deposit side. And I think on the lending side, I already talked about. And the reason why we partner with people is because we want to help financial institutions in India who are sitting on very large balance sheet be able to access hundreds of millions of customers. We see that as our role, that consumers should have access to a huge number of products and products which are sort of next generation products. And in order to do that, if we want to really address hundreds of millions of customers, we should work with every balance sheet in the country that is finding this customer segment relevant. So that's why we do the partnership model. But on liability side, our Paytm Payments Bank grows quite nicely, Nikunj.
Vijay, we have a very large Hindi audience स्वदेश के लिए. तो विजय, जिन लोगों का ये मानना है that Paytm एक सिर्फ टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी है और इस समय एक टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी बैंक और एनबीएफसी बन रही है और दूसरी साइड बड़ी कंपनियां हैं जैसे बजाज फाइनेंस और दूसरी कंपनियां जो एनबीएफसी फिनटेक बन रहे हैं, तो आखिरकार इस मार्केट के अंदर विजय, हु विल बी द विनर? एनबीएफसीज विच आर ट्राइंग टू बिकम अ फिनटेक और फिनटेक्स विच आर ट्राइंग टू बी एनबीएफसीज?
तो निकुंज, मैं आपको एक बात बोलता हूँ, ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग जर्नी रही है डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स में, इंडस्ट्री के में, जहाँ पे टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनियों ने किसी सेक्टर में अप्रोच करा है. आप रिटेल देखिए, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन देखिए, आप फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज देख ही रहे हैं, मोबाइल पेमेंट देख ही रहे हैं, और दूसरी तरफ ट्रेडिशनल इंडस्ट्री की कंपनियों ने टेक्नोलॉजी एक्वायर करी है. दोनों लोगों के पास राइट टू विन होता है. ऐसा कुछ भी कमी नहीं है किसी भी एनबीएफसी या बैंक में कि वो मार्केट में कंटिन्यू टू विन ना रहे. मैं तो ये कहूंगा कंटिन्यू टू विन. लेकिन क्या होता है कि इस रेस में कुछ लोग पीछे छूट जाते हैं, और वो टॉप जो आपने नाम लिए उनकी बात तो मैं बिल्कुल कंफर्म कर सकता हूं कि वो तो जीतेंगे, क्योंकि वो मार्केट में विनर हैं, अभी के विनर हैं, और उनके पास अटेंशन और इंटेंशन क्लियर है. लेकिन क्या होता है निकुंज, मार्केट इस तरह से सेगमेंट हो जाता है कि कुछ लोग उसमें लेगर बन जाते हैं, और जो लेगर बन जाते हैं वो मार्केट में से हट जाते हैं, ना कि टॉप लोग हटते हैं. इसी तरीके से एक और नई बात आती है कि मार्केट की ग्रोथ इतनी ज्यादा होती है कि नए लोगों के लिए वहां पे बहुत जगह होती है. तो ये जो आप बोल रहे हैं कि पेटीएम की सक्सेस अगर हो रही है तो फिर क्या उसके पीछे who would be costing it? आंसर है कि किसी की कॉस्ट का कोई टेंशन नहीं है दोस्त. आई मीन सबसे बढ़िया बात यह है कि भारत की जो ग्रोथ है और भारत में जो फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज की नीड है और जो इंक्लूजन कस्टमर जिसकी हम बात करते हैं, हमने बात करी हुई है कि हम 50 करोड़ कस्टमर को पेटीएम प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाएंगे. उस कस्टमर को लाने के लिए तो इस देश में बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा मार्केट है. आपको बिल्कुल टू विन, for Paytm to win, nobody else has to lose. That I can definitely say this. It's not a zero-sum game. It's a country that is growing. It's an industry that has an obligation.
It's such a good point.
And it is even more important to know that everybody can win. We want to be the accelerator of the change. हम वो चेंज एजेंट बनना चाहते हैं जो इस देश में फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज को उन 50 करोड़ लोगों के पास लेके जाएगा, जिसके बाद भारत की जो हम एक्सपेक्टेशन करते हैं ग्रोथ, जो हम जीडीपी ग्रोथ करते हैं, वो हो पाएगी. We are not here to say that this NBFC or this bank is not going to be successful. We are here to say that India will be successful, and it will be because the formal financial services have reached to the nook and corner of the country, and that is mission of Paytm. And Nikunj, I can tell you one thing only: अगर हम इंस्पिरेशन बने सबको बदलने के, तो हम सक्सेसफुल हैं.
विजय, आप ऑलरेडी बहुत लोगों के लिए इंस्पिरेशन हैं, पर एक फाइनल सवाल विजय आपसे, एक शेयर होल्डर को आप क्या समय प्रॉमिस करेंगे, ग्रोथ या प्रॉफिट्स या दोनों? आने वाले समय में पेटीएम से आपके शेयर होल्डर्स या फिर जो आपके आईपीओ में अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं उनको क्या उम्मीद रखनी चाहिए?
निकुंज, मैं जब अपने इंस्टीट्यूशनल शेयर होल्डर, प्राइवेट इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स के पास मिलने गया था, तो मैंने उन्हें क्या प्रॉमिस किया था मैं वो बता सकता हूँ। और मैंने उन्हें बोला था, भारत एक देश है जिसमें यंग डेमोक्रेसी है और वहां पे कस्टमर अब स्मार्टफोन को यूज करके फाइनेंशियल सर्विस एक्सेस करेगा। अगर आप बिलीव करते हैं कि भारत एक अपने आप में विश्व शक्ति बनेगा, अगर भारत अपने आप में एक फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज, फाइनेंशियल मार्केट का बड़ा प्लेयर बनेगा और बड़ी इकोनॉमी बनेगी, तो ये होना ऑब्लिगेटरी है कि किसी व्यक्ति को इस कंट्री में टेक्नोलॉजी के द्वारा हमारी जो फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज हैं, बैंकिंग है, क्रेडिट है, इंश्योरेंस है, पेमेंट्स है, इनको देश के कोने कोने में पहुंचाना होगा। और मेरा मिशन वो है। मुझे नहीं पता कि हम कितने पैसे बनाएंगे और कितना प्रॉफिट कमाएंगे, मुझे ये जरूर मालूम है हम भारत का भविष्य जरूर चेंज कर देंगे। You're not investing in a company that will be benchmarked upon its success on revenue it makes and profit it makes. You're investing potentially in a company which will change the face of a country's access of financial services. We are here as a change agent. We are not here as a money bags.
Well, what a nice thing to say. If a company has vision and a promise to be relevant and make life easy, then that is what people should focus on. Gentlemen, appreciate your time. Madhur, it's the first time I'm interacting with you on ET Now, so it was lovely to have you. Vijay, good luck with your IPO and thank you very much.